Hey everyone, a very warm welcome to our inaugural Klue Quarterly. So this is about our customers and our community coming together to learn, connect, and to get a glimpse at what's new and coming at Klue. So much happening, especially when it comes to AI and win-loss, and I'm super excited to share it all with you. All right, let's jump in. So it's about a year and a half since GPT entered the chat. By now, everyone has tested, prompted, played with ChatGPT, and we've leveraged Gen AI more broadly across many of the tools powering our organizations today. But we're also more demanding of Gen AI. We want to know how it can help us in our day-to-day, from accelerating our work to replacing entire parts of it. What we've learned at Klue is that Gen AI needs context, it needs data, it needs guidance, it needs the right inputs to ensure the outputs are more precise, more in line with what we want. And most importantly, whatever is generated can be trusted. Any out-of-the-box LLM like OpenAI, Anthropic, Cohere, it's going to provide some value right out of the box. It's just not enough to feed your go-to-market teams with the depth and the nuance and accuracy that they're needing. So when we need to augment the baseline information, we need to augment the baseline information in the LLM with non-public information. Internal information from win-loss interviews, from data in your CRM, Slack, and all the competitive goodness that you've curated in Klue. This is how we can provide your go-to-market teams with the information they need to compete effectively. Now, I'm sure many of you have actually tried ChatGPT for yourself for competitive research and analysis. And at first glance, the answers look okay, right? Like at second glance, there's something a little off. They don't seem quite right. We keep putting this to the test ourselves. In fact, recently we built an entire battle card on one of our own direct competitors by prompting, nudging, and trying very hard to extract meaningful insights from the corpus of public knowledge that ChatGPT uses to deliver answers. We created this battle card and we put it in Klue with all of this intel, and we shared it with our sellers. And we were like, okay, what do you think? The results? Some eye rolls, some raised eyebrows, and some chuckles. From out-of-date facts to fluffy generalities and kind of the flagrant overuse of the word robust, they wondered if we'd replaced our competitive enablement manager with an AI bot, and we were busted. So sellers, what we learned, they demand the insights that clearly differentiate you from the competition. They need a point of view on how to speak about those differences with conviction, yet without bashing, and that requires context. We're big believers in what AI can do to reduce that curation burden of a compete driver, to get paint on the canvas. But it's clear we need to pump the system full of more nuanced and specific information than what can be found on the public web. And we need to provide a workflow for our compete drivers, our curators, to quickly and easily convert raw intel into talk tracks and messaging that sellers can use. So Gen AI is an assist, or even an assistant. It helps us get through massive volumes of raw content, particularly the billions of public web pages. But done properly, it can also be securely augmented with internal intel. Those chats, those call recordings, the CRM data, docs, decks, customer insights, and all of those win-loss interviews, as well as licensed data sources, like online reviews and analyst reports that the public corpus doesn't have access to. Our product team has been exploring and developing Gen AI approaches centered on one simple philosophy: garbage in, garbage out. There's just no point in providing instantaneous AI-generated competitive insights for our customers if the outputs are fluffy or inaccurate or just aren't actionable. If you're a professional athlete, to get the best results, you might eat a balanced diet. You're not going to go nightly to McDonald's. You need this high signal, unbiased sources of intel to augment the low signal mix of intel across the public web. And you need to be able to trust this. It needs to be secure. There is no higher signal source than your buyers. Direct from the buyer's mouth insights. They're those lean in, what did they just say moments? I personally have never had a more lean in moment than when we did our own win-loss. We were doing an interview with a potential prospect who decided not to go with Klue. And at the end of it, it was very clear that we had a go-to-market issue. He was complaining about our opaque pricing, something that was odd to me, thinking that we have been the most direct and honest with our pricing. But from his point of view, we were opaque. We weren't clear about it. And that is a big reason why we lost the deal. The CRM actually said something entirely different. But when I saw it directly with my own eyes, the video of this person saying Klue's pricing was opaque, it forced me to dig in and look at these different motions that we needed to correct in our go-to-market strategy, in what our sellers were saying. We will not be an opaque pricing company. That's a trigger moment from one particular interview. So whether Klue collects these insights for you, or whether you do it yourself, or it's another third party, we're going to systematically aggregate, analyze, summarize, and weight those insights, feeding them into Klue's AI to generate the high signal you need to drive your battle cards and your entire compete program. It's kind of like what we did generating the strengths and weaknesses automatically from online reviews. Now we've layered in win-loss interviews. That enables you to generate a much more accurate, precise, competitive strengths and weaknesses. Uncovering buyer insights through deep qualitative interviews are ideal, but they're also expensive. They don't scale. So that's why we're releasing buyer pulse surveys to help maintain an inexpensive baseline of buyer truth. These will be triggered off your wins and your losses in your CRM. Which accounts will get this particular survey, a well-crafted, standardized survey that will fire off to the right contacts with approval involved in the buyer journey, ultimately with a variable mix of incentives to encourage participation. So these are fully automated, ultra-light touch points that are simple to add and create an always-on automated stream of buyer motivations, decision-making factors, and competitive insights. Our product team will share specifics in the product roadmap session after this. All right, let's recap. Baseline LLMs like ChatGPT that only leverage public info just aren't enough. We need to securely and safely augment public data sources with internal data from Slack, from CRM, and specific slivers of licensed data from things like G2 reviews and analyst reports, as well as targeted interviews with buyers, with sellers, your own sellers, and partners. And then we weight and balance all of those inputs to enable Klue's AI to generate a much more precise, much more accurate, competitive output that the curator can then take and contextualize into content that will help sellers win deals. Compete drivers need AI assistance to analyze and extract all the best bits from all of these data sources quickly and easily. We all need this high signal intel directly from buyers to ensure we're making the right go-to-market decisions, not basing the decisions on content of the sketchy reasons why we won and lost that we find in the CRM. So for these three reasons, I'm super excited to formally announce the launch of Klue Insights, automatically extracting insights from both online reviews and all of the buyer and win-loss interviews, whether we do them for you or not. And we're going to be adding more and more data sources into that system throughout the year, including CRM notes and call transcripts. Already we're seeing 25% now of our strengths and weaknesses that we are pulling out of the automated system for reviews automatically being put into battle cards. Our curators are thinking that those are good enough to actually produce and put in front of sellers. We think we can get that even better. Now think about all the value you'll get from all of these sources in aggregate. Klue AI will be your compete assistant. It's going to help take that heavy lifting of analyzing large volumes of data to nail down what your customers and prospects need to know about your strengths relative to your competitors. Now, I know many of you have joined today to hear from an incredible lineup of speakers and learn how Klue can help you on your win-loss journey. But our customers speaking today aren't just enabling sellers, they're informing product, executives, and marketing teams with those buyer insights, so that each team is enabled to make more informed decisions to close your company's competitive revenue gap. In fact, Valerie from Seismic are going to share how her team are doing that, exactly that, in our next customer mentorship session on April 11th. Tune into that. I hope you all get a chance to connect today with one another and take something valuable that you can apply tomorrow in your role. Thanks again, and welcome to Klue's Quarterly.
In order to win today, you need to know everything about your market, buyers, and competition. But it takes hours of manual work just to collect and analyze the data you need to build accurate battle cards your teams can trust. What if you could do that in a fraction of the time? Klue Insights automatically analyzes thousands of data points like online reviews, win-loss interviews, call transcripts, and even CRM notes. And it surfaces key insights you can use to update your battle cards in just one click. Klue Insights get even deeper when you add your win-loss interviews. Turn insights into action with Klue Insights. Klue.